Ever slammed into a 404 error and wanted to flip a table? By the end of this video, you will crush those errors and build Flask routes like a boss. Let's code. Hey, today we are cracking the code on Flask routes, the GPS of your web app. Whether it's user profiles, product pages, or login forms, routes decide where users go. Here is your roadmap. First, we look at basic routes, then dynamic URLs, followed by the HTTP methods, URL underscore form function, the blueprints, debugging 404 and 405 errors. And finally, we'll build a simple book review app. First, let's create our api.py file and type in the following code. If you're having trouble with setting up your Flask environment, I'll recommend you watch our video on how to install Flask and run your first web app. First, we import Flask from Flask. Then we assign the Flask class to app variable. This helps Flask find templates and static files. Next, we call our app.route decorator, the homepage bouncer. Then we add this line of code to auto-reload our app whenever we tweak our code. Skipping debugging was true, and you will have to restart your app at every tweak of a code. Please note, this is not recommended for production. Let's add an about page. We enter the following code in our app.py file. Let's navigate to our about page by entering the link in the browser. This is just a simple example, but in our upcoming lessons, we will take it a step further by integrating templates and CSS to create a more refined and professional looking web application. Want URLs like this? Add the following code. Here, the angle bracket username grabs anything after the user part as a variable, while the user parameter passes it to your function. To restrict to numbers, use this. Forms will require a post method. Let's update our app.py file and run it. Hardcoding URLs is so 1999. It's time to level up with URL underscore full function. Check this out. We're importing URL underscore full from Flask. This is our magic wand for generating URLs dynamically. But what does that mean? Well, instead of typing our fixed URLs in your templates or views, this will be explained in our next lesson. You can ask Flask to generate them for you based on your route's names. Next, let's see how this works in action. Here is the route for our homepage. First, the app.route decorator. This tells Flask this function will be responsible for handling requests to the root URL or the homepage. This function is our view function. It runs when someone hits the homepage, and here is where we get creative with our links. The magic happens inside the return statement. Here, the href tag creates a link that instead of hardcoding /about uses the URL underscore full function. This dynamically gets the URL for the route named about, a route we would have defined elsewhere, like this. So if you ever change the route part, Flask will handle it, no broken links. Same goes for the profile link here. This is an even cooler feature. Flask can take dynamic parameters for you. Here we're passing the username equals getDev argument into the URL underscore for function, which will dynamically generate the URL for the profile page with username equals getDev. This could look like profile/getDev in the final URL. So what's the big deal? Let's say you need to change your route part later. Maybe you want to update /about to /info. Normally, you had have to go through every place where you have used the /part URL and update it manually. But with URL underscore for function, you don't need to worry. Just change the route and Flask will automatically update the link for you. Basically, this method saves you time and headache down the road. You can refactor your app, change URLs, and not worry about breaking links. And that's how you roll in Flask. No more 1999 hard coding, my friends. Alright, let's say you're building an app that is growing fast and now you've got 100+ routes to manage. it's time to get organized, and that's where Blueprint comes in. Here's how you create a blueprint for your app. First up, we'll need to import Blueprint from Flask. This is the foundation of any organized, scalable app in Flask. Now let's define our blueprint. A blueprint is essentially a set of routes and views that are logically grouped together. Think of it like a mini app inside your app. So what's happening here? Admin is the name of the blueprint. This helps Flask identify it, and you can reference the name when you register it later. This is the current model which Flask uses to locate resources like templates and static files related to the blueprint. Now let's add a route to our admin blueprint. Here we're defining a dashboard route within the admin_BP blueprint. This route will only be available when the admin blueprint is registered. Think of it as a special zone accessible only by authorized users. Now that we've got our blueprint, we need to register it in our main app file, app.py. We're importing our admin_BP blueprint from the admin.py file. This registers our blueprint with the main Flask app and adds a prefix to its routes. So all the routes within this blueprint will be prefixed with the /admin. Now, instead of having the admin/dashboard route as dashboard, it will be available at admin/dashboard. And the best part, this avoids route conflicts. You can have routes like /dashboard in your admin section and /dashboard in your user section. No confusions because they are namespaced by their blueprint. So now you can visit the /admin/dashboard. You will see your top secret admin zone. But here is one pain point to watch out for. Be careful not to forget the URL_prefix when you register your blueprint. If you do, all your admin routes will mix in with your regular ones. Chaos will ensue. So always keep that prefix in mind. Blueprints are a game changer for scaling your Flask app. They keep everything clean, modular, and manageable. No more spaghetti code, just pure, well-organized Flask. A 404 error, you have all seen it, the dreaded page not found. But don't worry, we've got this. Let's fix it together. First things first, let's go through the checklist. First, check for typos in your route decorator. Make sure that in your route definition, there's no mistake. For example, you might have this. Double check for any small typos. If Flask can't find that route, it will give you a 404 error. 2. Ensure the function name matches the URL_4 function. If you're using URL_4 for the about route to generate your URL, the function name you pass in must match the route function. If your route function is called about, calling this is fine. But if you named it something else, say about_us, Flask won't find it and you will get a 404 error. Thirdly, did you register the blueprint? If your route is inside the blueprint, make sure you've registered it properly in the main application. If you forget to register the blueprint, Flask won't recognize the route and will return a 404 error. So always check your blueprint registration. Now, what about 405 error? This happens when you try to use the wrong HTTP method for a route, like sending a post request to a route that only accepts GET request. Just add methods equals post to your route like this. Errors happens to the best of us, but with this checklist, you'll be able to troubleshoot like a pro. Alright, let's wrap things up by building a simple book review app. Don't worry, we are going to take it step by step. Ready? Let's do this. First, we need a route to display all the books. This will be our books route. It's a classic, the homepage for all book lovers. Here, when someone visits /books, they will see a list of all available books. Notice the simple return statement. It could be a more dynamic list in a real app, but for now, it's just a plain text. Next, we want a way to view a specific book. We need to get the book_ID from the URL. So we use dynamic routing with this syntax. This part grabs the integer value from the URL and passes it into the function as the book_ID variable. Then here, we dynamically generate a page for each book based on its ID. So book/1 will show details from book 1 and book/2 for book 2 and so on. Cool, right? Finally, we want a route that allows users to add a review for a specific book. This time, we need to make sure the route accepts post requests because we will be submitting data. Here, we're still using this to identify which book the review is for. Next, the method equals post tells Flask that this route will accept post requests. This is key because we're sending data from a form to the server. When the form is submitted, the function returns a confirmation message saying a review was added. And here is your key takeaway. Routes are the foundation of your app. They map to user actions, whether it's browsing all the books, viewing details of a specific book, or submitting a review. Think of it as a roadmap to how users interact with your app. So that's it. We've got our basic routes set up, and you can see how each one plays a key role in how users will experience the app. But this is just the start. Next, we'll dive into adding more functionality and building the app out even further. Next up, we'll be connecting the app to a database, adding user logins, and deploying the app. Smash that like button if this saved you sanity, and subscribe so you don't miss it. Drop a comment if you have a specific topic you want us to treat or you have questions. Go build something epic.